Killjoy Jake, and instead of having friends, I have a balloon. Today we're going to be reviewing, or I should say tonight, because I'm filming this at midnight, college sucks. Tonight we're going to be reviewing the 1990s It miniseries. It's only about 3 hours long in 2 parts. They kind of cut out a lot of stuff in this, but if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go check that out before you watch the rest of this video. As I was saying about this, it was supposed to be this long, like 10 to 11 episode epic series where it was gonna go through all the some of the subplots, some of the crazy creatures he turns into. He turns into like the creature from the Black Lagoon at one point in the book, and none of those avenues really got to get explored in this adaptation, at least, and not so much in the new one either. We get, because it's a movie, we get that's a little more cut down to size. Tim Curry as Pennywise is very clearly the best performance in this entire series. He really makes it. I don't think I would watch it if it wasn't for Tim Curry in this. He's just fantastic in everything he does. I mean, Rocky Horror Picture Show, it's an absolute classic. He's fantastic in everything he does. Also, John Ritter gives a fantastic performance in this movie. Pretty good cast for a low budget, only $12 million. Look, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't hold up very well, even for 1990. Usually, around the 90s era, stuff starts to hold up pretty well to at least now. But man, this just does not hold up. The effects are like 80s. Even in the 80s, these would be like bad effects. When he comes through goes down the drain at the end, Pennywise, that looks terrible. I mean, I bet it didn't even look good in the 90s. The one thing this does do really well is director Tommy Lee Wallace really created a creepy atmosphere. You really feel freaked out throughout this whole thing, and I really appreciate that. I just wish that some of the scary stuff actually came off as scary rather than just Tim Curry being silly for 5 minutes, you know what I mean? He does give an excellent performance, don't get me wrong. It's hilarious, it's creepy, he has so many different aspects as an actor that I can appreciate to so many levels. So if you want to watch this series, you're just gonna watch Tim Curry be an idiot for 3 hours, basically. Do you hear that? Because I'm freaked out by it too. It's probably Pennywise knocking at my door. This really has a Twin Peaks vibe. You might have been up late doing mushrooms, and then you watch this thinking it was Twin Peaks, but it's not. It's got a very, it's very odd. Some of the dialogue is just like odd and just weirdly written. Just like Twin Peaks, except Twin Peaks I think did that on purpose. I'm not really sure. When Tim Reed says the word terrible, that's just fantastic. I think that's half the reason I watch this. That and Tim Curry, that's all I need. Terrible. I love that Chris Griffin plays young Richie, but man, wouldn't it have been super cool if instead of Bill Hader, it was him playing old, adult Richie now? And don't get me wrong, I have no hate for Bill Hader. That guy's a genius when it comes to acting or comedy. There's a fly in here, and I swear to God, I'm gonna stab it up its butthole. I think if we're really getting into movies from the past, you gotta have that timeless aspect. And there are some movies today that don't have a timeless aspect, and I can just tell from watching them, even in the year 2019, you can tell that you just watch it and you're like, this isn't gonna hold up in 5 years. In 5 years, no one's gonna watch this. I feel like this has a lot of those aspects, unfortunately, and I'm probably going to get some hate for that because I know there's people that really love this miniseries, but there's just so many things about this that just doesn't hold up to the day today. It's the effects, the fact that they were so light on the kills. I mean, Pennywise can do some nasty. I want to see him rip someone's face off and have explode into blood. In fact, I'm going to review Chapter 1 next week, and one of the things I'm going to talk about is why the hell don't they explore some of the shit that he can do? I mean, he's a shape-shifting demon spider from another dimension, is what he basically is, and he feeds off of the fear of children. Why don't we see him turn into a monster and eat someone? It's always it's in the new one, it's him shaking around CGI, and then it cuts to black, and then it's a death. There's barely any deaths in the new one. And then in this, it's the same thing. It's just Tim Curry being creepy for 5 minutes, and then it jump cuts away to something else. Like, I want to see this kills, you know what I mean? And this version just does not deliver that to me. And in the book, it's so descriptive of how every kill is, and that's what I love about the book, and this miniseries just does not deliver on that, unfortunately. Also, real quick, if we're talking about, you know, stuff that sucks about this, the bike montage, and then we go almost immediately into that dinner montage. There's like 30 minutes of montages in this second act, or I guess second half. It's just bizarre. It's like, what's with all these montages? Like, we don't even see the clown for I think 30 minutes of this little of part 2. We don't see the clown, and the first scare we get is cheesy eyeballs in the fortune cookies. It's just the weird pacing, bad timing. Not a lot of the scares come off so good. I don't know. I have some problems with this miniseries. If you've never read the book, you probably won't get this, but there's a line, and I'm gonna quote it. Beverly Marsh says later in Act 2, she says, "I fell in love with all you guys that day," after a little spiel about reminiscing about their childhood. And that's kind of an homage to something that happens in the book. If you don't know, just look up what happens, because it's quite horrifying. Stephen King's got a real mind. I also, and I'm sorry, I have so few good things to say about this, and I hate that, because I love Tim Curry, I love John Ritter. They're both fantastic in this. It's just the writing and the crappy budget makes this thing suffer, which sucks. The Henry Bowers plotline, I just feel like goes nowhere. He comes in and stabs Tim Reed, but like, that's it, and stabs himself. That's it. I mean, that is literally the extent of his character. That was all that buildup was just for that. He doesn't even kill, like, look, trust me, I'm a fan of a happy ending, but he doesn't even, like, kill one of them. Like, all of that build, you might as well not even have him as a character, just for that to happen. I wish we could have seen him actually do some damage. And same with Pennywise, too. I wish we could have seen him do some damage. I'm a fan of a happy ending, but this is a Stephen King adaptation. We should see some more dark themes in this. I want to see some more people die. I know, and spoiler alert, I know Eddie Kasprek does die at the end of this, basically by Pennywise, I guess. So, I mean, that is a death, but it's like, come on, like, all that work just to get him to go kill one of them, and all he does is get a stab on one of them? Like, come on. He should have killed at least one of them. That would have been cool. Maybe not Tim Reed, though, because I really like Tim Reed. Maybe Richie. He gets so annoying. Adult Richie, that guy, I don't know his name, but God, does he annoy me in this. And one last thing before I rate this, there are 2 things that need to get memed. Okay, internet, this is your goal. I need you to make this a meme. I don't have enough time to do it, so I'm giving it to you. My idea to you. There's a scene where Bill, the guy with the ponytail, if you don't know, they're beating the crap out of it at the end, and he has just the best face. It's one of the greatest acting decisions, maybe of all time. This guy's face. Just look it up. I'm gonna probably put it right here, but if I don't, look it up. It is so memeable. You need to make that a meme right now. Somebody on the internet's, I hope someone's watching this right now, getting inspired, making some hilarious memes out of it, because that face is so funny. I mean, he is so determined, man, but it's just like, it's so overacting. It's great. I love it. Alright, I'm gonna get It 1990, the miniseries, a 5 out of 10. I'm sorry, I don't love a lot of aspects of this movie. It gets so dry to watch. Some of the characters just suck. Richie goes on for like 8 minutes on just a spiel of jokes that is just like unbearable to watch. There's just so many parts of this movie I didn't like. The key points, though, why to watch this movie is Tim Curry is a genius actor. John Ritter's fantastic. Tim Reed is fantastic. It was directed very well as well. The writing fell flat for me, and it's almost no one's fault to blame except the studio not giving them enough money. If it would have had a double the budget and probably like a more R rating for TV. I don't know if they did that in 1990. I'm not really sure. This would have an R rating technically, I guess, for TV. I don't know if they did that or not, but it suffered because of that. I feel like there's not enough good kills. There wasn't a lot they could do with only 12 million, and I would have loved to see what they could have done with Tim Curry at this time with a bigger budget. It would have been a lot more interesting. Thank you for watching my review of It from 1990. Please go make sure and check out It Chapter 2 next weekend. I'm going to be covering It Chapter 1 next week, and then the weekend after that I will cover It Chapter 2. I'm very excited about it. In the meantime, though, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and don't forget to go follow my page on Twitter, at KilljoyJake1. And I'm sorry I'm talking a little quiet right now, but my parents are asleep right now. Don't forget to kill it out there, everybody. Do you want a balloon?